What it is, what it is, what it is. YouTube, you know what it is. It's your boy, the Moose Squad. Let's kick it.
Body jumping off wild like a zoo. Jaws bust open, yeah, it's coming through. Who's on the loose, sipping on that brew. Folks got it quick, they ain't got a clue. Who's got the juice, dancing in a groove. Knocking over tables, nobody improves. Who's stomping hard, they just feeling you screws. Party on the edge, everyone amused.
All right, now we've done it. Okay, so I did a little bit of research, y'all, and I got y'all pegged down to a science. So we're going to dive into this because y'all know that this whole Kendrick Lamar beef and all that other crap. But y'all know, right, that rap isn't the only people that beef. Well, I got you 16 different beefs, country style. Let's go ahead and get into it. Country got beef. Where's the beef? Y'all know that commercial?
Where's the beef?
Well, here it is. It was a Wendy's commercial, and Estelle Getty is the old lady saying, "Where's the beef?" All right. Now, all right. Okay, so y'all, this is tasteofcountry.com. The link to this is below, so you can go and check out their website. We're going to go ahead and allow that, and we're going to allow the Taste of Country. We're going to basically allow that. Let me maximize myself here so you guys get a bigger view of me. All right, and I'll put you right about here. It says, according to history of the truth published by The Conversation, the diss track dates back. Okay, so the country music community isn't often associated with the diss track. Often associated with diss track. It involves lap rattles back in 1970s. Y'all know that, right? One MC would get on another MC and they would come and they'd go off on each other. Well, basically, you see that, and MTV used to have it, the battle rap. Eminem was part of the battle rap. That's where he became famous, and all that other stuff. So battle rap has been around hip-hop for a long time. Matter of fact, the movie Juice was about battle rapping and all that kind of stuff, too. So you got to remember that. So the hip-hop recordings were taped and live events. Basically, that's where they would beef each other out. The two artists going head and head against each other. In country music, clapback songs, that's what they call them, were called clapback songing. So the narrative-driven anthems of revenge are sooner and more prevalent. These have been a staple of the country format ever since the days of Loretta Lynn, "You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man," or Miranda Lambert's "Kerosene," or Carrie Underwood's "Before He Cheats." These are all good songs, by the way, and if you ain't never heard this song, You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man, and this song by Miranda Lambert, "Kerosene," is pretty good, and "Before He Cheats" is really good too. These are 3 songs that you should have in your country music crate. But unlike the clapback songs and diss tracks, it's about a real person or a situation, and that person delivers an unusual names and at least makes it pretty clear what they're talking about. Interesting. Out in their country, huh? All right, let me go back up here. Even though artists have typically tended to keep their lyric kind of vague, there are still plenty of great songs with qualified diss tracks, and some of them have been around quite a while, since Kitty Wells might have created the very first diss track, a country diss track, in 1952 when she released It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels, a discreet response to Hank Thompson's A Wild Side of Life. In the list In this list, Taste of Country rounds up 16 great country songs that spill the tea. Casey Musgraves, Carl Pess, and Khalees Blinn have released songs aimed at their ex-husbands. And while other artists like Hank Williams III, Alan Jackson, and George Strait all dropped diss tracks and the country itself. And we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about this aim, and y'all figure it out in a minute when we talk about it. This is one of country artists who've been, there's even been one country artist who's been targeted, but not two different diss tracks sung by completely different people. All right, y'all ready? So, number 16, song country diss tracks. The country music genre, typically, I already read that. All right. So let's get into it. Look at, oh, no. Go back and see who that is. See if you could tell me who this is without telling me who that is. Y'all can see these icons. This is George Strait. You could tell by his black hat and the way he holds his guitar and his strap. This is George Strait, and that is none other than Alan Jackson. See how Alan Jackson's dressed? But George Strait, you can tell by his stand and his belt buckle. His belt buckle and his black hat kind of complicate who he is. All right, so the target, the Nashville music industry. Y'all know, right, that this is the Nashville sound who they're going after. This song is against the Nashville sound. If y'all know, check out the card up here. It'll show you all about the Nashville sound. I did a video on it. It says Murder on Music Row. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Nashville, Music Row is in there. I think I talk about it, I'm not sure. But Music Row is in there. It talks all about Music Row and everything else. There's like a bunch of stuff going on there. And actually be traced back to a real-life murder in 1989 of Cashbox. Chart director Kevin Hughes, who was killed on Music Row after getting mixed up in the chart manipulation scheme. He did a lot of chart manipulation back in the 90s, early 90s. There is a big scheme about the chart manipulation. Big one. I mean, a very big one. It was iconic. But the time song reached Strait and Jackson, it was less about the literal murder and more about the pop and fusion and country music. Something. Okay, well, let's get back to it. Something that the two traditions artists saw as almost equal offensive. Y'all know, right? In 1960, the Nashville sound took honky tonk and made it something different. So that's where that comes from. And you'll get that in the Nashville sound. Watch that video that I posted up there and you'll see what I'm talking about. Jelly Roll, Malibu's Most Wanted, the MGK diss. Machine Gun Kelly, if y'all don't know, Eminem bodied him and buried him. He came back, but he buried him for a while. Here's a diss track. He didn't go Nagasaki or Hiroshima. He went practice bomb. And then later on destroyed him. Here's a diss track with a feel good story behind it. Jelly came from MGK. Shelly came for MGK in 2012, but over a decade later, he and the two are close friends. They even worked together on a couple songs of Jelly's beautiful Broken album. Jelly has since said that he was just a hater when he came after MGK back then, and that the white rappers were often set to feel competitive with each other. Hey, wait a minute, I thought this was country. Well, Jelly's country too, y'all. All right. Carl Pierce, What He Didn't Do. Target was Michael Ray. If you weren't following along with country music's news cycle in 2020 to 2021, you knew exactly what he didn't do. was about Pierce's ex-husband, Michael Ray, she's divorced in 2020 after just 8 months of marriage. Pence stopping just short of dropping Ray's name and caused her to split, but the lyrics she detailed and the things he failed to do during the relationship. Treat me right, put me first, be a man of his word, stay home, cause he wanted to for starters. Alright. Gretchen Wilson, California Girls. This one, she's targeting Paris Hilton. She's going after Mrs. Hilton. She said Gretchen Wilson throws a shade at Hollywood types and skinny little girls who's never even heard of George Jones. In this song, though she carefully and clearly that she thinks there's nothing wrong with plastic surgery, but she's a big fan of Dolly Parton makeup look, so she slams Paris Hilton. She slams Paris Hilton. Alright, y'all. Y'all know Hank Williams had a grandson, and here he is. Hank Williams III, the Grand Ole Opry, ain't so grand. I got this song. This song's beautiful. And here's a piece of it right here. For the artists say nothing's negative about the Grand Ole Opry. It's a tantrum of country music, but well, most artists aren't Hank Williams' grandson. In the shocking diss against one of the country's most hallowed institutions, Hank Williams III pointed out that the Opry had just passed over some of country music's most influential artists, including Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, and even Hank Williams himself, and concludes his song by wondering if maybe the opera is a falling from grace. Oh, and also put Elvis Presley on there, because you know Elvis Presley went out there and they told him go home. Be a truck driver that he was, because Elvis Presley was like a truck driver. Morgan Evans, Over For You, and this is towards his ex-wife, Kalisha. Okay, not long after Kalisha Bellingen and Morgan Evans announced their divorce, Evans debuted a song live. It's a planted ballad. Also, how blindsided he was with the breakup, wondering where things all went wrong. Evans even had been the first of the couple to release the music of the split, but he sure wasn't the last. His wife soon shot back with a entire EP about their divorce, including one song that expressly answers his question. How long has it been over for you? Wow, she shot back at him real quick, didn't she? There she is shooting back at him. And this is what's called Mountain with a View. Target, Morgan Evans. Kalisa, rolling up with the Welcome, Matt album. Is her divorce diary about splitting from her ex-husband, fellow country artist Morgan Evans. But abruptly, no song is specified Syrian as Mountain with a View, because it references Evans' own divorce song against hers, Over For You, screaming, I'm just like my parents and giving up easy. But you never took the last flight to see me. Looks like our ending ain't ending happily. I think that this is when it was over for me, she sings in one of the verses. Kitty Wells. Y'all heard about that, right? I just talked about her. Kitty Wells. It wasn't good. It wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels. Target Hank Thompson. In 1952, it wasn't good who made Honky. It wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels. It was an answer song to Hank Thompson, The Wilder Side of Life, which had been released earlier that year. Thompson's song was written about a woman who steps out of her marriage in favor of a blood and growing in a night of a light after men. But Wells repeatedly she countered the unfaithful woman and creating an unfaithful neglect husband, you mistreated them. All right. Now this is Ray Wiley Hubert featuring James. Oh, this is not tree. This is a trio. This is James McCuther and Hayes Carroll. Fancy Boys. Okay. The contemporary country music unspecified Fancy Boys. Y'all know that, right? So this is when the Nashville sound took over. This is what they called it. Contemporary country music is what it's called. It's not country, because country is basically the roots. This isn't. This is a spinoff. Y'all know pop country is a spinoff of country. So the Nashville sound, when they took over, this is what they called it. Three mainstays of American learning traditional country. Excuse me. Ray Wiley Huber, Jason McCarthy, and Hayes Cow take on what they see as a downturn in the genre and the Hubert-led Fancy Boys. The trio don't name names, but it seems like the stars of the 2010 pop country and bro country might be the song's targets. Imagine that. Pop goes the weasel. Pop, pop goes the weasel. Casey Mustang. Goes to Russell Kelly. Rustin Kelly? Okay, Mustang. Star-crossed album deals with her divorce from fellow singer-songwriter Rustin Kelly. But it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to call the whole album a diss track. The project song explores the complex emotions that came along with the breakup. One of those emotions is anger, though, and it fully displayed in Breadwinner, a song which Mustang describes falling in love with somebody who immediately imitated by her losses. All right. Robert Fuller's Fuck This Town. Here you go again. Look at this. Look at this. You see who that name is, right? Y'all know who that is. The delusion taken on Nashville country music industry could only have come from someone who knows it inside and out. Faulkner describes endless networking events and songwriter rounds, taking a backhanded swipe at Ronnie Millsap, the ultimately leaving Music City without even so much to show for his hard work. Y'all know who that is? That's Ronnie Millsap. That is the founder of, that's one of the contributors to the Nashville sound. It's one of the contributors to the Nashville sound. He was on the board with the Grand Ole Opry, I believe. So Maddie and Tay, a girl in a country song, targeted. They're targeting all kinds of people, aren't they? Look who they're targeting here. They're targeting Tyler Farr, Chris Young, Luke Bryant, Billy Carnton, Blake Shelton, Thomas Ryan, and Florida Georgia Line, and Jason Aldean, and David Nail. Dang! They went after all these people. Who knew a diss track could be so much fun? Maddie and Tay round up a whole slew of references to some of the biggest country songs of all time when they wrote this track. Didn't catch them all. Half parody, half blood origin, this song revisits some of the country's most prevalent sexist tropes, painted on jeans, jug slackers, and tinted Juliets, the spin-offs them, and spins them from a woman's perspective. All right. Now here we go. Walker Hot Hayes, song about his Twitter beef with Zach Bryan. The song isn't, I like this one. You gotta listen to this one. The song isn't exactly a diss track. Or it is it? If it is, it's especially classy one. The backstory here is that Brian posted a tweet celebrating some radio success for Tyler Childress, and is the process he sideswiped Hayes' mega hit "Fancy Life." Excuse me. Hayes admits that he made him mad, but rather than insulting Brian back, he wrote the song reflecting on fame, competition, and insecurities, and have officially released the song. But you can listen to the demo on Instagram. So he never released the song, but he still has the song that you can go listen to. Davey Port, I've listened to one of them. They already did. I did one. It's called Country Ditty. I listened to a song called Country Ditty by these two guys, man. It's fucking crazy. So Zach Bryant, this is targeted Zach Bryant. That's right. The list contains not one, but two diss tracks aimed at poor Zach Bryant, smallest man, was written by Davey Port and Josh Richards. A purpose of this breakup with their podcast host, Brian Chickafree. All right, now y'all know Taylor even got one up here. I knew you were in trouble. And target is Harry Styles. I never knew Harry Styles was country, but evidently she has. She's written a couple country songs. Swift has quite a few diss tracks to choose from, and her Red album is simply chock full of them. We particularly hit her mega hit, I Knew You Were Trouble, when they're rumored about Swift's short relationship with the One Direction singer. Okay, there you go. See, we put it into perspective. It's country. Harry Styles is country. And who the heck is this? Mandarin Morris. Oh my God, she goes off to this one. I didn't hear the song yet. I'm going to listen to these songs. It's called The Tree. It goes off on Jason Aldean, country music. All right. Marianne Morris has vocal about her disillusionment and country music's racist, sexist leanings in the years leading up to the release of The Tree. Shortly before she put the song out, she even shared her intentions to step away from the genre over her misgivings about about its morals. Even more specifically, Morris had recently been embroiled in a feud with Jason Aldean and his wife, Brittany, over Brittany's transphobia social media comments. The music video for The Tree appears to be references to Aldean's then current and controversial hit, Try That in a Small Town. And we won't get into that, but that's it. Okay. So, I want y'all to know. I really love that song, Try That in a Small Town, because he's just mentioned facts. He's preaching facts, but a lot of people don't want to open their eyes up because they basically the small towns were tired of going to the big towns and getting beat up or killed because they were going to a big town. And Try That in a small town ain't gonna happen because guess what? We don't tolerate that kind of stuff. And that's basically what the song's about. But a lot of people miss it. They think, oh, he's a racist. No, he's not. He's just saying, hey man, go to a small town and riot and see what happens. That's basically what the song means. It had nothing to do with color. He doesn't mention color in that song. It's that. Go try it in a small town, see what happens. It's not going to happen. You know what? Oh, I thought it was that. Anyways, so I want y'all to know that this is my take on the country, but I thought I'd get onto this one. And we're going to get into the next video. Stick around for the next one, because we're going to talk about the biggest diss track ever. We're doing Where's the Beef? Where's the Beef Friday? It's Black Friday, so we're doing Where's the Beef? Alright, check out the video. Peace.